Hello students, today we are going to be working on volume of composite prisms. Now prisms are just two 3D objects added together, and we're going to be finding the volume of each. Now remember that volume is three-dimensional, and we're going to walk you through how to do all of this. So our problem we're going to be working on today is the diameter of a cylinder-shaped top section is 5 centimeters. The bottom section is a cube. Now let's take a look at our image here. We have got a cube on the bottom here. Now what is true about a cube? All sides are equal. And then we have our cylinder up here, and it says that its diameter is 5 centimeters, which means from this part of our cylinder to this part of our cylinder is a total of 5 centimeters. We go all the way across. So if our diameter is 5 centimeters, what has to be true about the length of our cube down here? Well, the diameter has to be the same as the length of our base of our cube here, which means that all sides are equal to 5. You see how the sides are touching over here? Each side is touching. So let's go ahead and start solving this. First thing we're going to do is identify the shape and find the area of the base. Well, we're going to start with our cube down here. So we know it's a cube, which means that our area is a square. So we're going to multiply our length times our width. Now, since the diameter is 5, and we know that our length is 5, and we know that cubes have all the same sides, it means we're multiplying length and width, which is also just 5 times 5 in this situation. So the area of the square base is 25 centimeters squared. The next thing we're going to do is find the volume by multiplying that area of that base by the height. Now since it's a cube, its height is also 5. So we take 25, multiply it by 5, and the volume of our cube is 125 centimeters cubed. Very important to specify that we're saying cubed because it is three-dimensional. You could also put an exponent of 3 as well to show that it is cubed. Now if you go back up to this formula here, B equals big B times H, that big B stands for the area of the base. We all know the traditional volume formula, which is length times width times height. This is the more sophisticated version where you're looking at volume is equal to big B, or the base, times the height. The third thing we're going to do is identify the second shape and find the area of that base, our second shape being this cylinder over here. Now I saved this for last because, area of a circle is just a little bit harder. So we know that our base of our cylinder is a circle, so we're going to use area of a circle, which is A equals pi times the radius squared. When broken out, we're going to use pi as 3.14, and how I'm getting that 2.5? Well, if the diameter is the length across, and that is 5 centimeters, well, I have to cut that in half to create a radius. The radius only goes from the center here all the way out. Now this is very important to do. You cannot use the diameter here. You have to use the radius to get an accurate area of a circle. So half of 5 is 2.5. So you multiply those out and you get the area of the circle is 19 and 625 thousandths centimeters squared. Next we'll find the volume of our second shape by multiplying the area by that height. So we get the volume is equal to 19 and 625 thousandths times 5. Now remember that diameter is 5, which means that our height is also 5, okay? It matches our cube. So the volume of our cylinder is 98 and 125 thousandths centimeters cubed. Now are we actually done yet? We found the volume of the cube and we found the volume of the cylinder, but how we found the volume of the composite prism? Well, in order to do that, I just have to add them together now. I have to take the cube, add it to the volume of the cylinder, and you get your composite prism in this situation. So you take your cube, 125, add it to 98.125, and you get 223 and 125 thousandths centimeter cubed. That is the volume of these two shapes together. Now to do other kinds of composite prisms, like triangular prisms or trapezoidal prisms, you're just going to have to find the area of those bases. If the area of the base is a trapezoid, use the trapezoid formula and multiply it by the house. by the height. If it's a triangular prism, then you just take the area of a triangle and multiply it by the height, okay? Same thing with a rectangular, it's very similar to the square. Feel free to reach out with any questions, and I will see you guys soon.